Oh, there's so much going on in the college football world. It's the off season. The off season's here. The transfer portal is crazy. Teams are firing coaches. Of course, around Nebraska, we've got our own transfer portal news. You mentioned the games starting this weekend. Man, it's a lot of fun. But we know one of your favorite players this past year was Ernest Hausman. The way he's developing, you liked his upside. Him along with Brant Banks. Yeah, and Dakotas Crawford, who never played for Nebraska, sat out this year, but maybe could have been an impact player down the line, all deciding to go to the transfer portal. We know what it is in college football these days. I don't think with every one of these we have to say what went wrong, didn't they pat his back enough, all that sort of stuff. But, the biggest one obviously there is Ernest Hausman.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to do him last, though. I want to talk about Ernest Hausman last. But Dakota Crawford came in, got he had good expectations coming. That was preseason before all this stuff happened with Frost and stuff. But he got hurt before the season, and I think he tore his ACL or something. But he was a great receiver. He was one of those Trey Palmer type guys that we're gonna miss. He didn't play because he was injured all year, but he came from I think it was Louisiana or Mississippi.
Yeah, I think you're right. Down south
And
somewhere.
you hate to see the guy go, but unfortunately, what happened to Coach Joseph? So, he was a Joseph guy, so he
Yeah.
came with him, and now I guess that he knows that he's not going to be here. That this kid don't want to be alone. He's far away from home. He came for a coach, and he didn't play this year. And, it's one of those situations I don't fault him for that. You got to make a decision what's best for you. You're up here alone. You probably made some friends on the team, but you didn't play. So now what? You took the
Yeah.
medical red shirt, so now you just
Made
go
some
and
NIL money on the
you
side.
made some money on the side. Now you feel like you want to go home, and that what happened to kids like that. This is freshman year. He's probably homesick. Can't blame the kid. I'm not gonna talk bad about him, but hey,
Yeah.
if he want to go home, let him go.
Yeah, from Shreveport, Louisiana. Just looked it up, and he's like you said, maybe it was just the combination of everything. Not playing, not necessarily knowing what his role is in the future. When he came to Nebraska with Mickey Joseph, um, maybe the hope, and there's certainly the hope. With Mark Whipple and Mickey Joseph coming in, was that they were going to extend the Scott Frost era, and if it worked, they were going to be somewhat of a pass-happy school. Now, I think Nebraska moving away from that to a degree with Matt Rhule. We'll see what they do on offense. He's a guy that does kind of whatever his talent dictates. So if Dakotas Crawford did turn out to be a great receiver, he would use him. But maybe just looking for a school that is going to look for more of a passing game. And like you said, more often than not with these kids, it's just it's a tough decision when you're that young. You go away from high school for the first time. Maybe it's not homesick. Maybe it's just this is not the place. One way or the other. Just worth giving another shot. Doesn't hurt you at all these days in college football. You can transfer. You don't lose a year. So a lot of kids are going to do it.
Yeah, it's just a sad situation. These kids got to do what's best for them. Y'all, these people who get mad about this stuff, these are the same people who asked for this transfer portal, who asked to have this, and then when it's time for a kid to leave their school, they get upset. No, you made this. I was never happy or glad for I was against the transfer portal. I think if you go to an institution and you sign a piece of paper to be with them, that's where you stick at. I mean, that's where you go. Unless you get in trouble or you just can't leave for a reason. A reason unless the team kicks you. I mean, I just don't feel like it's necessary. Once you go there, you go there.
Yeah.
That should be a rule. But that's how I go. But and who's the other guy now?
Brant Banks, who was shout out to Brant Banks. He was once on the Sunday morning pancakes here on the ticket.
Oh, okay.
On the ticket, yeah, a member of the ticket family. But I'm not sure what ultimately led to his decision. Played a little more this year. Still not in a starting role. Haven't had a chance to talk to him or anything, but yeah, he's from Texas, so maybe looking to go back home, maybe just looking for some more playing time. Not really sure there, but of course the offensive line has been a problem at Nebraska. So I wouldn't say a huge hit because he's not a starter, but still,
Bodies.
yeah,
Bodies.
and still a developmental type of guy as well. And then like we said, the biggest one is Ernest Hausman. I think if you
Yeah.
went to the offseason and said you need to keep, if you have one young player you want to keep on this team, it'd probably be Ernest Hausman. He finished his freshman season with 54 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, a sack, and a fumble recovery. But you could really tell the last couple games he was coming into his own. And, I've seen kind of the talk about it was, well, he's still got guys in front of him. He didn't. Not anymore.
Yeah,
I think Nick Henrich was going to probably have to find a different starting role or be a backup because Ernest Hausman was coming on.
Battles the other guy.
Reimer, yeah. So and I think Reimer's a little, in my mind, Reimer is better, but I do think, between that, it's good for Nebraska that you have Heinrich and you have Reimer coming back. They've got plenty of experience.
They're juniors next year, aren't they?
Yeah.
So one got to be a great special team guy. That's it. I mean, if you got to go back into the portal, if you got to go get Ernest back, because that's probably he's probably going to look. But you don't want the Michigans, the Wisconsins, or the other teams in the Big Ten to get him. You got to go make that pitch to him. You got to go make him feel special. Now, for some reason, I don't know why he should hop in the portal, but some kids don't want to be in a losing situation 4 years in a row in their career. It's a shame that you have to, you done been through 3 coaches. This is the 3rd coach he done been through it one, not even the whole
calendar year. Yeah.
But this kid got amazing talent. He's one of the brightest spots I've seen in the last couple of years that I've been back in Nebraska. He's one of the most talented kids that I've seen on this football team, just being a linebacker. Yeah. I mean, he has speed. He runs side to side. He played a freshman year as a learning experience, so you expect him to come back as a starter. Like I said, now you let Henrich and Reimer, they figure it out who's going to be the starter over there. But now that this kid is leaving, you gotta go talk to this coach. This kid. He got NIL money because I heard his commercial with the law firm. So
that's right.
I don't know how much they was paying him, but somebody better ante up and go get this young man, or we're going to be right back in the same situation with the same style of linebackers that we had before he was here, slow. So you need to go make a pitch and make it fast.
That turn it down. Yeah, there you go. They said that Hausman, as a freshman, we talked about him in 13 being phenomenal and having to build your defense around him. Mm-hmm. You can't let him leave.
Yeah.
We got to figure out a way. I thought what he did those last few games solidified him as somebody to be reckoned with in that room. And then you hear, when they start saying, most of the times this is going to be a complete rebuild. Well, 1 in 10 is staring us in the face if guys start leaving. I would hope that guys would stick around, especially Hausman. They probably need to figure out how do they make him the number 1 paid linebacker at Nebraska. I never thought we'd be talking about that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. Now that you say that, I watched this kid. I went to like 4 games this year. I watched the frustration on this kid's face. And you know why? Because he wasn't out there. Mm-hmm. And that lasts forever in your mind. Like, hey, you didn't think I was good enough before that kid got hurt, but before he got hurt, I was on the sideline. He was stressed out. So you never know what he's thinking now.
Yeah,
obviously he's a smart kid because he's gonna get somewhere. He's gonna go somewhere good.
Oh, dude, he's gonna go somewhere good.
Yeah,
but he's from Columbus too. That's part of what hurts more than anything.
And he's a Nebraska guy.
He thought that those guys would stick around.
He's one of those special Nebraska kids because he came in as a freshman, and it's been a long time since a freshman came in and started at Nebraska like him.
Dude, you've never give me one linebacker that started as a freshman. True freshman. Give me one linebacker. I think
Dedrick Young did, but
really?
They didn't. I don't think they had a lot of depth.
No, but okay, well that's one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 2 in 40 years. That started as a true freshman at linebacker. At Nebraska, it's just unheard of because most of the guys that play linebacker are they've been in the system 2, 3, 4 years. They're bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah.
So to lose him, you're losing the base. We talked about
that's the nucleus.
Yeah, no. That's the foundation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Of moving forward.
That ground rod in the foundation.
Yes, sir.
Where you need that power at.
But I will say this. I said this before. There's going to be some exodus. Might be a mass exodus. The good thing is 1 in 10 might stare us in the face, but you get a chance to really see a guy get his guys in. So there's no excuses because you can go and get, and build on these youngsters. I would not waste my time on one-hit wonders. I just wouldn't do it.
Not in this position.
No, I would not be in the portal snatching guys that got 2 years. Those are the guys, to me, when you do that and then you put them in front of a guy that's been in the program for 3 or 4 years, what does that tell that guy? So the best thing to do is build a guy from ground up. Give me a young Terrell Farley, 18 years old, and comes equipped with the stuff that he's got. Now I just got to figure out a way to get the best talent out of Terrell I can. But you give me Terrell Farley 3 years in with only 2 years to go. He's already kind of been programmed a certain way.
I'm primed and ready.
Well, for what though? Are you primed and ready for what I want you to do as a coach in my system, or are you primed and ready for someone else? My point is, I would rather get a guy and prime you up for 3 years. Could you imagine if you played at Nebraska your whole career?
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine that?
Oh, man, just imagine.
I mean,
I'd be probably like a 3-time All-American.
Yeah, that's right.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
three-time.
We could all
Butkus home.
Three-time national.
Wishing on a star.
Hey, Corey and Lincoln says Ernest Hausman leaving is a gut punch. I expect Ernest to take the regimes from Garrett Nelson as the spiritual leader of the team. Guy has intangibles. Rhule needs to do everything he can to try to get him back on board. Worst possible departure from the team, in my opinion. Oh yeah, this is the it's more to come, but you just don't know yet. I've seen guys with TikTok like clocks, like the clocks that leak sand out.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them on Facebook.
Yeah.
And these are guys that started, that played.
Yeah.
I don't want to put a guy name out there, but
yeah.
I'm just saying this is just the beginning. So,
and we'll probably get more today.
And the sad thing is, though, you're gonna have to go out here and buy a team for the first year.
No, you don't. I don't think that's a smart thing to do.
I'm not saying
they gave him. Listen, somebody said, I don't know who said this while you were gone, but they said 1 in 10 or 3 and something. The fact that this is what he's done, he's proven at Temple and different teams to build these teams up, and then by the time they get to their 3rd and 4th year, they're balling and the team is good. I'm just telling you what he's done.
Yeah.
And so he's got the autonomy. I don't think we want to be 3 and 6 again, 3 and 9 or whatever the heck we were. Right? Yeah. We don't want to be 3 and 9,
4 and 8.
4 and 8.
We beat Iowa.
Beat Iowa. I'm not trying to dispute y'all or what y'all saying. I'm not trying to dispute it. But the thing I'm saying, the way college football is built now, they're gonna go out and try to do what USC did.
Well,
they're gonna try because they don't. Let me tell you something. Without Trey Palmer, you got who? Brown,
a receiver.
Marcus Robinson leaving. Who?
Marcus Washington leaving?
Marcus Washington, he's a senior, ain't he?
No, he could come back.
He got 1 more year.
Yeah.
So what about Bonner? Now you got Bonner. He came in. He's a Mickey Joseph guy. You got to see what he's gonna do yet. He didn't play this year, but he was a red shirt, and I heard good things about this kid. So now you got to think about that. Yeah. You got his friend coming from Georgia. What's this kid from his high school? Harry. He's one of the receivers that's coming from that school. You got to think about that kid. And like I said earlier, the coach is leaving. These kids get up here, they come for a coach. That coach leaves, and that was the only person they really came for, and it make them up here by themselves now. Now they feel lonely. So it's best I go back. Hey,
especially given all the circumstances now. It's just and the way it went down, and just this whole thing surrounding all this smoke and mirrors and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how I would feel. I probably would feel a certain type of way if the coach that got me up here was a receivers coach, and then he went to the interim head coach, and then he didn't get the deal. No matter what would have happened, I think if Mick wouldn't have been here, you still was going to have a mass exodus because of that. I would hope that the guys would stick around, but to each his own. In this climate where money is an option, these kids can, you got different people that's in their ears. You got agents now where they didn't have agents before.
Yeah.
Now you got people that's in their ear saying, "Hey, I probably can get you $20,000 to go to Florida State."
No,
I'll listen.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Because
you'll
it's some little birdie in his ear.
I'm telling you, they're in
Now,
they're in the ears of moms,
yeah,
dads, cousins, grandpas, grandmas, sisters, brothers.
Yeah.
I'm best friends. Okay, I know that.
Whoever is most susceptible to get excited for the money.
No.
Do you want to get paid and win?
No. Whoever is a decision maker for that young man, whoever has the most pull with him.
Yeah, get in the transfer portal, man.
We got you.
Yeah,
See, that's the deal with NIL. You know, I don't like this coach.
and you got to understand these kids these days, like they got access to read about their coaches before their coaches come. We didn't have that access. We didn't have the access to go on Google. Let me Google Matt Rhule.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh.
You can read about every game he's ever coached.
What? No.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in the transfer portal.
The thing I like that I heard that the boys went through a workout. I think Campbell was his name, the strength coach, and they said they've never worked that hard. That's unbelievable.
They don't know nothing about Husker Power. Then I thought they had a Husker Power guy. Who was that guy that came here? What his name was?
Listen. When you make a change and you stop, ain't no need to talking about what it was.
Oh yeah,
it's a new day in Husker land.
Yeah,
regardless of what.
I already got a nickname for him, so it don't matter.
I was talking about Campbell. If putting them through the worst workout they've had in, if it's the worst workout they've had in 4.5 years, it's probably the worst one they've had in 10.5.
Do Adidas make that gear that big for that guy?
For the big fella?
Yeah.
Listen, that dude. What's his name? Number 56. What's his name? Bach. 56,
oh, you're looking for the on the roster?
California. Yeah, the one that went from center to defense to offense.
No, I'm talking about the strength and conditioning guy. Do they have any outfits for him?
He ain't Lou Ferrigno.
He looks like a little baby one.
Stop all of that. I think he's only about 5'9".
Those pythons is what he's got to worry about.
Bricked up. I don't think he's that. Yeah, I don't think he's that tall.
Why short guys always get the big.
Well, because they're compact.
Just like Mike Foreman. You see Mike Foreman, his arms are like 18-inch biceps.
Yeah, little Mighty Mouse.
Yeah,
little Mighty Mike. That's what I'm telling you. When they're short like that, little compact, little muscle things. That's just how they come, man.
Jalen Weaver.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Hey, listen. You get Jalen Weaver in with Campbell, and he's doing this type of stuff, bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh. For real. They lack discipline, bro. Right. They like this. I bet you this. This is what I do like. And there's a lot of things that I like, but this is what I do like. I bet you we won't see the mouthpieces hanging out their mouth. I bet you. Coach Rhule ain't going for that.
Well, you got 6 months, 7 months, and we'll see again.
He ain't going for that.
All right.
He ain't going for that, man. I'm just telling you what it is. It's the captain.